and what it might have said, Goldwater's collapse would have snuffed out this whole phenomenon, but it didn't.
Right. In fact, many people did say that at the time. So the New York Times had an editorial the next day that was essentially like, oh, thank goodness, conservatism is done. And we can now go on with a newer, rational, forward-looking, progressive politics in both parties. For conservatives, Goldwater was an important moment, but it wasn't the end game. They had done something no one thought that they could do. They had managed to win the nomination of a major party with someone whose beliefs were often seen as on the fringes of American politics. What the Goldwater loss taught them, though, was that they hadn't done enough to reach out beyond just conservatives. That in many ways, in building this conservative media movement over the 1950s and early 1960s, they had been coalescing their own power, but they had largely been talking to themselves. And so they take up so many new initiatives in 1965 and in the late 1960s to begin to try to reach out, not to conservatives, because they already have conservatives, but to reach out to what they call the apathetic, the average American who maybe doesn't really think a lot about politics or about these ideas and doesn't understand what's at stake. And so they do a lot of things trying to distribute programs so that they reach college students as opposed to simply going out into conservative communities. They actually helped launch the American Conservative Union. It was media activists who formed the American Conservative Union after the 1964 loss. This was a moment when they wanted to take all of their expertise and ideas, but use them more effectively for politics, to use them for effective political organizing that has direct electoral implications. And that was a big change after 1964.